Hi everyone, Harris here with iDownload Blog. In the last video, I compared all three colors of the iPhone SE, so make sure you check out that video. But in this one, maybe you already have your iPhone SE and you want to learn some tips and tricks and little features that'll help you get the most out of your phone. Let's go ahead and get started. Starting out with number one has to do with Touch ID. So I'm moving back to Touch ID from Face ID, and it's definitely not a learning curve, but it's definitely very different to go back to it. But one thing that I remember from the iPhone 6 and 7 days was the fact that you can actually add more than the supposedly maximum 5 fingerprints. Now, I don't know if you necessarily would want more than 5, but if you do, you can actually scan multiple fingers during the same entry to get more than 5 fingers. So you can have multiple fingers in the same slot. So you could have, I guess, as many as you wanted fingerprints, but you can have multiple in the same entry, which is kind of cool. Secondly, so this phone, of course, has the new camera that is awesome, and there's a few different tricks for getting the most out of it. So now we have the ability to change the recording settings within the app. So you don't have to go into your camera settings in the settings app to change your video recording modes. So when you're in video, you can change between HD, which is going to be 1080p, and 4K, as well as 30 and 60 frames per second. You can also change this in the slow-mo settings, changing between 120 and 240 frames per second. As usual, you swipe between your different shooting modes just by swiping right and left. Now, there's also a new little toggle. If you press the little caret on the top of the screen, it'll make your settings and customizations pop up, but you can also swipe up and down to make those settings come up and down as well for changing things such as flash, live photo, and more. Now, I have two more camera tricks. So in case you didn't know, I think most people do, but there is a QR code scanner right in the camera app. So you don't need to have a third-party QR scanner. You just scan a QR code with the camera app and it will give you a pop-up suggestion to open that link. Secondly, if you have a live photo, you can export a live photo as a video very easily from the share sheet on iOS. Next, so this is one that I think a lot of people are still constantly kind of surprised by. When you are typing on the keyboard, there are two great features. One is the swipe keyboard that we've had for a little bit now, so you can swipe across your keyboard to do text prediction. Secondly, if you hold on the spacebar, you'll be able to control your cursor and drag and drop it wherever you want for really refined text selection and cursor movement. This is a major tip for iPhone users, is being able to drag the cursor around anywhere. Next, so Apple gives you the tiny 5-watt charger in the box, which is fine. It may actually be good for the battery health, but because this is a battery that isn't amazing, you're going to be charging probably at least once, if not 2 or more times in a day, depending on how much you use. You're probably going to want to take advantage of other charging options. So the first is just the fact that this does have wireless charging, just like the iPhone 8. There's a bunch of different wireless charging options, and I'll show some of the ones I've been using recently. So Satechi just sent out their new one. It's a 3-in-1 charger for Apple Watch, and then there's a little tray for your AirPods, but it'll fit a phone too. So you can have multiple devices, and this charges via USB-C, which is awesome. You can just charge it from your computer and have a great stealthy 3-in-1 wireless charger. Nomad has a great 3-in-1 wireless charger with 2 bays for AirPods or a phone, and then an Apple Watch holder as well. And then my personal favorite is this super slim one that has an Apple Watch charger as well as another wireless charging pad for your AirPods or for your phone. This one is the cheapest, and it's also super portable, and you can just use like an iPad charger to charge this up, and I travel with this a lot. Those are just 3 options for wireless charging. I'll leave those linked down in the description if you're interested, but there's also other great wireless charging options. But secondly, you can also charge your iPhone faster with a USB-C to Lightning cable or just a more powerful charging brick. So if you have a Mac with a USB-C charger, so in the more recent MacBooks, you can use that charger to charge your iPhone even faster, or an iPad Pro, or if you have an iPhone 11 or 11 Pro charger, maybe someone in your family has that with the Lightning to USB-C, you can use that charger and charge your phone even faster. So I definitely recommend investing in a USB-C to Lightning charger. That way you can charge your phone from maybe your Mac or just from an iPad charger, or really any USB-C charger for charging your iPhone SE faster. Next, so auto brightness is now a hidden setting. So now to turn off auto brightness, you have to go into accessibility and then display accommodations, and you can turn off pesky auto brightness unless you're someone that likes auto brightness, but that's not me. All right, next is a tip that I always give in my iPhone and iPad tip videos. It's just great. So if you pick up an application like you're going to move it to another screen, you can tap on multiple applications and collect them all and move all of them and then drop them, and it will move the whole bunch. And it's great for when you're trying to rearrange your screen or just clean up your home screen. Now, another great tip related to this, if you pick up an application, you can use your other hand to swipe through the pages so that you aren't having to drag it to the edge of the screen and holding and waiting. Now, if you're trying to shut down your phone, it's the same as normal. You just hold the power button until you get the power off setting. But if you want to restart your phone, it's slightly different than the iPhone 6s and older phones that had the physical click home buttons. So for this, you actually are going to have to click the up volume button, then quickly the down volume button, and then you hold the power button, and then you'll be able to force restart your phone. And then finally, I really thought that the default wallpaper on the SE was pretty ugly, pretty boring. I've seen this wallpaper too many times. So if you want a better wallpaper, iDownloadBlog.com has a dedicated wallpaper section which is updated weekly with killer wallpapers, so make sure you check out that. Anyway, if you have any other cool tips or tricks for your iPhone SE or just a favorite feature, leave that commented down in the comment section, and I would love to hear what you have to say. See you in the next one.